The first time Sam noticed something was wrong was on a Sunday night, somewhere between Midland and Pecos. The West Texas sky had gone full black, the kind of deep ink that swallows headlights whole and makes the horizon feel like a lie. His radio had been cutting in and out for the past 30 miles, but that didn't bother him. What did bother him was the sound he couldn't explain, like a distant humming, low and constant, almost mechanical, but not quite. It came from nowhere and everywhere, from the empty stretch of highway and from the dark beyond it. He'd been on the road too long, that was all. Long-haul trucking wasn't meant to be romantic, despite what the old song said. It was hours of silence, of diesel fumes, of gas station coffee that tasted like burnt oil. Sam had been doing it for 12 years. He'd seen strange things, dead animals moving in ways they shouldn't, people walking along deserted roads where no towns existed for 60 miles, but you didn't dwell. You logged your miles, kept your head down, and chalked it up to fatigue or imagination or the ghosts of boredom. But this was different. The air felt thicker, almost like pressure on his chest, even though the AC in the cab was running full blast. His rig was the only vehicle on the road, or so he thought, until he caught something in his side mirror, not headlights, but a flicker. A faint orange glow, distant and pulsing like a dying flame. He checked again. It was gone. His eyes flicked. To the road ahead, then back to the mirror. Nothing. Then the humming stopped. Complete silence. No wind. No engine hum. No radio static. Not even the usual creak of the dashboard. It was like the whole world had shut its mouth all at once. Sam hit the brakes gently, not wanting to jackknife the trailer, and pulled off to the side. His hazard lights blinked in the dark. He leaned forward, peering out through the windshield. Nothing but the road, the black beyond it, and that ever-present Texas emptiness stretching out in every direction. Then came the knock. 3 soft, deliberate raps on the passenger side window. He turned so fast he felt his neck pull, but there was nothing there. No person, no animal. Not even the sound of footsteps walking away. Just the window. Just the night. Just his own breath in his ears. He waited. Another knock. This time from the driver's side. He flinched, twisted, heart hammering. Still nothing. Sam grabbed the flashlight from his glove compartment and stepped out, boots crunching on gravel. The beam of light cut through the dark like a blade, but there was nothing to slice. No footprints, no figures, no explanation. He circled the truck, checked the tires, checked the trailer. Everything was in order. So why did he feel like he was being watched? He was about to get back in when he noticed the fog. It wasn't thick, not at first. Just a haze crawling low to the ground, like mist off a swamp. But there were no swamps out here. This was oil country. Dust, dirt, and hardpan. No water for miles. The fog thickened quickly, swallowing his boots, then his knees. And then the humming returned. Low, rhythmic, closer. This time he didn't hesitate. He climbed back into the cab and slammed the door. The key turned, the engine rumbled to life, and the radio burst with sudden, violent static that made him flinch. Amid the crackle and noise, a voice whispered through, a child's voice. "Don't leave yet. You just got here." Sam's blood went ice cold. He shut the radio off, shifted into gear, and pulled back onto the highway. The fog followed. It didn't disperse as it should have with speed and wind. It clung to the truck like something alive. His headlights could barely penetrate it, and the road beneath him began to feel unreal, like he was driving through someone else's dream or nightmare. Then, up ahead, he saw a figure. Standing directly in the middle of the highway, he honked. Didn't slow. Most people would dive out of the way. This one didn't move. As the rig closed the distance, Sam saw that the figure wasn't a man. Not exactly. It was shaped like a man. Tall, long arms, broad shoulders, but it had no face. Just smooth, mottled skin where eyes and nose and mouth should have been. He yanked the wheel instinctively, tires screaming against the pavement, the trailer fishtailing. The figure vanished just before impact. The truck skidded to a halt sideways across the road. Engine smoking. Sam sat in stunned silence, heart racing, chest heaving. Then the radio turned itself back on. The static again, then that same child's voice. "You're not supposed to leave the highway, Sam." He stared at the radio in disbelief. He hadn't told anyone his name in 2 days. "Who is this?" He rasped. The voice didn't answer, but something tapped on the back window of the sleeper. "Cab." 3 times. He turned slowly. No face greeted him, just darkness. Then he remembered a story he'd heard years ago at a truck stop diner outside El Paso. Some old-timer, drunk on bottomless coffee and his own memories, had rambled about a stretch of West Texas highway that didn't stay still. About fog that moved like fingers. About voices on the radio that knew your name. About trucks that disappeared without a trace, found years later with no sign of the driver. About rules. Never stop. Never speak. Never leave the blacktop. He'd laughed then. Called it ghost story bullshit. Now he wasn't so sure. He put the truck in gear and eased back onto the road. The fog clung to him, but thinner now. The humming had shifted, not louder, but deeper, like it had settled in his bones. He drove. Miles passed without him remembering them. Town signs appeared and vanished. The highway looped in ways that didn't make sense. He saw the same stretch of road 3 times. And every time, the voice would whisper, "You can't leave, Sam. You know that now." Somewhere between then and morning, the fog vanished. So did the humming. The world looked normal again. The sun rose, slow and red over the horizon. Other trucks appeared in his mirrors. Sam pulled into a gas station just outside Fort Stockton, shaky but alive. The attendant gave him a weird look as he got out. "Buddy," the man said, "you look like you've seen a ghost." Sam just nodded. Paid for coffee. Sat in the parking lot with the engine running and stared at the sky. When he finally checked his phone, there were 32 missed calls from dispatch. 12 hours unaccounted for. He should have reached El Paso already, but his GPS said he was only 90 miles from Midland, right back where he started. And on the back window of his cab, written in streaks of dew, were 3 words: "Stay en route."